Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, a Lexington mother has been arrested after police say she passed out in one vehicle and officers found her young son alone in another vehicle. A fallen state trooper from Anderson County is going to be laid to rest there later today. And the second escaped inmate from New York has been shot and caught.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Hello there, good morning. We're glad you're with us on WKYT as we get this Monday off and rolling. I hope you had a great weekend. It's June 29th. I'm Bill Bryant. Rebecca's off today. We're going to check a lot of news for you. But right now, let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who says we're going to have some changes after all the good weather we've had.
Yeah, wasn't it nice this weekend? I mean, we went through Saturday with having a couple of showers during the morning hours, early afternoon, and then once that faded away, it was just an amazing rest of the weekend. We're looking outside this morning. It's not going to be as amazing, I can tell you that. Look toward McVille and Springfield as you work down 150, sliding off into Boyle County and also Mercer County. Harrodsburg heads up. A couple of light showers, maybe even sprinkles at this moment. Sliding into your neck of the woods, 50s and 60s. It's a really nice feel outside. And 24-hour planner takes you into the lower 80s this afternoon, which is still well below average, so it'll still feel quite nice. But storms will be on the increase late in the afternoon off into the evening hours. That's when we can expect some potentially strong to severe storms. And I'll take you into your latest details. What you can expect out of that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. We'll see you in just a little bit. And new on WKYT this morning, we are tracking the investigation right now into a wanton endangerment arrest in Lexington. Here's what happened. Officers say they've arrested 25-year-old Jamie Ivy. They say they found her passed out in one vehicle and her infant son alone in another vehicle. WKYT's Mark Barber is live at the Fayette County Detention Center. What do police say Ivy told them when they arrested her, Mark?
Good morning, Bill. Police said that the mother did not know that her son was found alone in an abandoned vehicle. What's even more, police say that the 25-year-old did not even know where she was or why she was found in a different vehicle than her son. Now, police say that Jamie Ivy was arrested around 8:45 yesterday morning when they found her passed out in the driver's seat of a stolen car on Fiddler Creek Way. Police say that they found an alcoholic drink in the 25-year-old's purse. The arrest citation goes on to say that Ivy was unsteady on her feet and smelled of alcohol. Police say that the 25-year-old was charged with receiving stolen property because the Honda Civic that she was in had been reported stolen. According to court papers, her vehicle, an SUV, was found abandoned in a road with her 5-month-old son alone in the back seat. Officers tell us that the boy had been left alone for at least 2 hours and was in danger of being hit by traffic or overheating in the vehicle. In addition to the charges of receiving stolen property, Ivy is also charged with endangering the welfare of a minor as well as wanton endangerment. She's being held here at the Fayette County Detention Center on an $11,000 bond. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. And new this morning, Lexington police have caught a teenager who they believe helped steal a vehicle at gunpoint over the weekend. Just before noon Sunday, police got a report of 2 teens stealing a car at gunpoint in the Masterson Station area. And late last night, officers say another officer came upon that vehicle shortly after it got into a minor wreck. They say the driver ran off and the other 2 teens inside were apprehended. An investigation at the scene led them to arrest one of the teens who they think was involved in the robbery at a Motel 6 off Winchester Road. An Estill County pastor has returned to his congregation at Body of Christ Ministries for the first time since he was shot on a mission trip in Haiti. Pastor Bill Wesley was shot in the leg last week as he was returning from a church service. 3 others were also shot and everybody survived. He was part of a mission group in Haiti to deliver shoes, toys, and to help build some swing sets for children. Pastor Wesley says he won't let this incident keep him from going back to Haiti.
What happened over in Haiti isn't going to dishearten us going back, and there's carjackings and shootings here in our state.
Organizers believe the attackers targeted the mission group because the land the Haitian church is on is valuable. The visitation for a fallen young state trooper from Anderson County will continue today. 23-year-old trooper Eric Chrisman from Lawrenceburg was killed in a crash last week in western Kentucky. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is at our live desk to tell us more about the funeral today. Hillary, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Friends say he was living out his dream as a Kentucky State Trooper when he died in western Kentucky almost 1 week ago. The second day of visitation for Trooper Eric Chrisman gets underway in a few hours, followed by his funeral service. The 23-year-old graduated from the State Police Academy only 6 months ago. His teachers at Lawrenceburg Christian Academy, where he graduated from back in 2009, say he was a people person and wanted to follow in his uncle's footsteps, which is why he always wanted to pursue a career in law enforcement, a choice they say everyone was proud of. Trooper Chrisman died on Tuesday after his cruiser was involved in a crash with a semi-truck in Marshall County near the Livingston County line. State police say he was responding to a reckless driving complaint. Yesterday, hundreds of Trooper Chrisman's loved ones and fellow state troopers gathered at Nineveh Christian Church in Lawrenceburg to pay their respects.
For a 23-year-old, Eric did a lot of living. He lived very well, he lived right, and it doesn't surprise me that hundreds and perhaps thousands of people will come and celebrate his life.
Visitation continues from 9 this morning until 11, followed by his funeral service. After the funeral, the procession will leave Nineveh Christian Church, then travel south on Highway 326, then down US 127 south through Lawrenceburg. Trooper Chrisman will be buried at Sand Spring Baptist Church Cemetery, just off of US 127. At the live desk, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Well, obviously a very proud but sad community there today. Well, friends of a Lexington man who died after a shooting gathered this weekend to remember him. A vigil was held in Douglas Park for Kwame Alameen. Someone shot him during a basketball tournament at the park a week ago. He died Thursday night. Sunday afternoon, the group Bikers Against Violence rode around Lexington collecting donations for Alameen's family. Police say he was trying to end the same violence in the city that took his life.
He was the first volunteer that we called when we were asking for vendors to help us with the Stop the Violence rally, and he brought his food truck out and he served the kids and things right there at the end of that stage. You know, that's who he was.
Bikers Against Violence told us they collected more than $1,200 during their fundraiser. North Carolina now has seen its 6th shark attack this month. A teenage boy was bitten Saturday afternoon off the Outer Banks. Experts say the state usually has only about 3 such attacks each year. The 18-year-old has been airlifted to a hospital with injuries to his leg and both of his hands. On Friday, a 47-year-old man was also bitten, and these attacks came less than 2 weeks after 2 other attacks. Onlookers described the scenes after the attacks.
His calf looked all bandaged up and he had like a bloody towel around his waist.
There's a girl whose hands been bitten off by a shark.
Marine scientists are trying to figure out if there really has been an uptick in shark bites and why, but they still say the chances of being attacked are very low. Authorities are hoping to learn more from the second of 2 convicted killers who broke out of a maximum security prison in New York 3 weeks ago. David Sweat was shot and captured by authorities on Sunday, some 30 miles from the prison and about 16 miles from where fellow escapee Richard Matt was gunned down and killed by police last week. Mark Albert has the latest from Albany, where Sweat is being treated.
Law enforcement officials escorted the ambulance carrying David Sweat to Albany Medical Center Sunday night, where he is listed in critical condition. Authorities have placed Sweat in a secure section of the hospital as doctors continue to assess his injuries.
Based on the preliminary evaluation of the patient, it's obvious that he would need to be here for at least a series of days.
Hours earlier, State Police Sergeant Jay Cook, who was alone on routine patrol, spotted Sweat in the town of Constable, just 2 miles from the Canadian border. This image shows the fugitive covered in blood after the 21-year veteran shot him twice in the torso as he tried to get away.
We wish it didn't happen in the first place, but if you have to have it happen, this is the way you want it to end.
As Sweat continues to recover here, authorities have launched a full investigation into how he and Richard Matt managed to evade capture for 3 weeks. Sweat's mother, Pamela, wishes he would have just served out his time.
I wish he would have stayed where he was instead of leaving there with that guy.
Sweat and Matt broke out of the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora using power tools. Authorities believe the pair were using pepper to throw off dogs who were tracking them. Mark Albert for CBS News, Albany, New York.
And Sweat will likely be charged with escape, burglary, and other accounts on top of what he's already facing. Well, authorities in North Carolina also worked on capturing an escaped killer overnight. Officials say Christopher Antonio McNeil was discovered missing from a minimum security facility just after midnight Saturday morning. He apparently had escaped after climbing a fence at a correctional facility. He was captured about 80 miles away early this morning. Similar to the case of the escaped New York killers, a correctional officer is behind bars for allegedly helping McNeil escape. Kendra Lynette Miller is facing multiple charges. 5:41 is the time on WKYT this morning. According to sources who spoke to CNN, there will soon be another GOP contender in the race for president. Ohio's Republican Governor John Kasich is set to announce his candidacy on July 21st. The formal announcement will happen at his alma mater, the Ohio State University. He is expected to run largely on his economic credentials. He was also a member of Congress before becoming governor. All right, time to check live drive traffic this morning and see what is happening out there. And we'll take a look at our Waze app this morning. Not much going on. It should be a good ride in. If you leave this morning anytime in the next little bit, we have no reports of any major problems around the city. Officer Don will be keeping us updated as we go throughout the morning, and we'll keep you ahead of any traffic issues that may spring up. A lot more news coming up on WKYT Monday morning. If diamonds are a girl's best friend, then this woman just found a new BFF, right? We'll tell you how many carats this whopper of a diamond is. That's coming up here in about 5 minutes or so.
Holding on to a few showers back toward the west. The storms come later on this afternoon and up into the evening hours. Are we looking at severe weather, though? That's the question. I'll have that answer coming up next.